All right, people. Yeah. So today, chat looked like Nicki Minaj finally found the found the Twitter button to respond to all the nonsense that was going on, and Wayne being snubbed, and everybody was kind of chiming in yesterday, but it took today for her to get her opinions off. Now, she got online today, and by the way, we didn't finish watching that video. We are gonna watch it, but I wanted to read you what Nicki Minaj said. Nicki Minaj said this. Which actually, before I get to Nicki Minaj, let me read what Boosie said. And I want to make this very clear. This isn't like, I get it. I keep telling you, we're in post battle. We're all suffering from post battle syndrome. So Drake fans, there's certain Drake fans who don't really care if Wayne headlines. They're just mad that Kendrick is headlining, right? Then you have people who might feel both, right? Like they're like for example, me. Like I'm genuinely kind of disappointed that Wayne's not headlining. Now, do I think that Kendrick don't deserve to headline? Not necessarily. I just look at it as like this just feels like an extension of a battle or a beef because he hasn't put out any new original music other than the battle. You get what I'm saying? So it feels like almost a payoff from the battle. Regardless, here's the thing. And I think the point about Wayne that a lot of people were trying to make, it kind of rings true because, I'm going to read what Boosie said, but for everybody who's been questioning, like, oh no, if you're trying to pick up for Wayne, it's just because you like Drake and you're just mad that no. It's not necessarily that you're mad at Kendrick. You're mad that Wayne's getting snubbed. I don't think that if you think this would have happened anywhere else, Jay-Z's from New York. Jay-Z's from Brooklyn. If you think Jay-Z would have the Super Bowl here with a rap artist, and I've seen a lot of people message me, and they were like, no, look at the last Super Bowl in New York. It had people not from New York performing. We're not talking about pop artists or R&B artists. We're talking about rap. Rap is a really regional type of, it has a really, in rap, there's a regionality connection to the majority, actually, not the majority, every artist. Like, part of Drake's story and content is that he's from Toronto. Part of Meek Mill's story is that he's from Philly. Part of 50, Jay, Locks is because they're from Nas. Like, it's because they're from New York. So there's a regionality connection. I don't know where Post Malone is from. He could be from Idaho. It could be from motherfucking North Dakota. I don't know, right? I don't even know where is Usher from? I don't know. Like, I know he spent some time in Atlanta, but like, I don't know where Usher's from. So like, when it comes to R&B singers, we don't really care. Or we don't really know. Pop stars as well, right? Like, for example, Taylor Swift. I don't know where Taylor Swift's from. I think if we say most rappers, you could identify regionally where they're from because that's what their music's about. And also, usually before they bubble up to the national scene, their region is usually giving them the vote of confidence that their music kind of represents that region, the plight of somebody come up in that region, and they build a buzz up in that region. For example, again, we could name any rapper. If we say Dirk, you're gonna know Chicago, right? If we say Moneybagg Yo, you're gonna know Memphis. If you know the artist and you know their music reasonably well, the rapper, you're probably gonna know their region. So for everybody who was saying, why do we care that it's New Orleans? If it was, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is my opinion. If it wasn't a rapper, I wouldn't care. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't care. Like if they gave it to Ed Sheeran, right? If they gave it to Ed Sheeran, I wouldn't give a fuck because I know that somebody's going to be in his ear to say, bring out Wayne for a song or two, right? But when it comes to rap, right? And also, I think what happens is that, Jay-Z took over the Super Bowl halftime show. He took over this whole thing in 2001, not 2001, 2021. And I think, and what happened is that in 2022 when the Super Bowl went down in Inglewood, California. It was a theme of giving it to rappers that were from the West Coast. Now, again, let me see who was the performers. They gave it to 50 was a guest because Eminem got brought out, but Eminem was really with Dr. Dre. There was a showcase in Aftermath, so we had pretty much Dr. Dre, Snoop. Obviously, Mary still came out, but Kendrick was represented. The West Coast was kind of represented on a big level. Now, again, as I said, only because we're talking about rap. If this was pop or R&B, we probably don't care because we would know Wayne would get brought out anyway. But for another rapper to headline in a city that you've carried on your back for 15 years, that does look a little weird, right? I don't think they would have, and I've seen some people, I think people really believe New York is pussy. They said that they believe that Kendrick would be headlining in New York. Nigga, Jay-Z got too much pride to make Kendrick headline in New York. Jay-Z nor no rapper from New York would be jacking Kendrick Lamar, a nigga who said on Control, what did he say on Control? He's like, I'm the king of New York. You would look like a bitch making a nigga who rapped on Control talking about, say he's juggling both coasts in one hand, he's a king of New, all of that shit. If you let that nigga go headline the Super Bowl, remember this is rap shit we talk about. We're not just talking about performance, it's rap shit. If you let Kendrick Lamar headline the Super Bowl in New York, the whole New York is pussy. And Jay wouldn't do that. Jay wouldn't do that. Before Jay does that, Jay would just say he's headlining the motherfucking thing. You get what I'm saying? So I don't believe that Kendrick would be headlining Super Bowl in Jay-Z's home city. But of course, when it comes to New Orleans, it's just not the same as New York. And also, we have to realize that Jay-Z had access to grind with Drake, access to grind with Wayne. And I know he was seen with Wayne two weeks ago at the Fanatics party. Look, you know what I mean? It's not like they've been actively feuding, but they got into it years ago, and we're going to play some videos later on about how they got into it. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Fanatics. Yeah, they were at the 40-40. Where is it? Look, see? But let me tell you this, man. I keep telling you, Jay-Z is a rattlesnake. You feel me? He's a rattlesnake. You know what I mean? He right next to you. Actually, is he a rattlesnake? It's one of those snakes where, they're right next to you and you don't really hear them until the last moment when they right about to bite. Yeah. The whole time, Wayne over here probably trying to chop it up with Jay, trying to make sure, Jay probably be like, yo, shit. You know you're going to kill that Super Bowl 59, chilling with Jay. You get what I'm saying? But of course, the snake is always right next to you. You feel me? This whole time, Jay was looking at him like, this bitch nigga think he finna headline this shit. Let me find a way to snake him. You get what I'm saying? A true snake stays right next to you in every picture, and that is none other than Sean Carter, a.k.a. the rattlesnake nigga, a.k.a. Hove. All right? So, essentially, they haven't had a bad relationship. And I know what some of y'all going to say, and we'll get to it, because Wayne did say, Jay helped him out with some taxes shit. And everybody believes that means that Jay just couldn't still have any animosity for Wayne. Jay's an ultra competitive dude. That's why I always tell you, and that's why I was telling you about the Game 2 thing with Drake. Jay-Z lost the battle, but he used every win in life afterwards to make sure it was abundantly seen that he won at life, and he won overall. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think he's beefing with Wayne. I don't think he hates Wayne. But Wayne at one point was saying that he's the best rapper alive. He was basically almost trying to dethrone Jay. There was almost at one time too, Birdman was chomping or kind of popping the shit like, yo, me and my son got more money than you. So you know what Jay does? shits on them in the most subtle way. Yeah, you got more money than me, but I had to help you with your taxes, little nigga. Yeah, you bet you a better rapper than me, but nigga, I run the shit for my city, nigga. When Super Bowl comes to your city, hopefully Kendrick brings you on stage. Like he's sunning them. That's what it is. It's not beef. Jay-Z, what he's really good at is rewriting history because of how successful he is. I don't know if y'all realize that. Jay has rewritten history based on the positions he's given out and other people he don't like, he's shunned. That their history is almost like, it kind of look almost pathetic, including how we look at Dame to a certain extent. Jay's pretty good at that. So him snubbing Wayne, it's not him hating Wayne. That's him putting Wayne in his place. Bruv, yo, remember when you were saying that you were the best rapper alive and all that, and remember you thought that you was going to like, you know, when it was all said and done, you was going to be ranked over me? Well, when the Super Bowl come to your city, nigga, you don't even headline that shit. You're a guest performer, not the headliner. That's how you son a nigga. That's how you son a nigga. You son a nigga when he beats your ass in a battle, and then later on, you sign him. Everything he said in that song about business, talking about, I know who I paid, dog, Searchlight Publishing. Like, yo, yeah, so Jay's pretty good at that. Now I'm calling him a snake, but really I do think he's a really good businessman. He's the ultimate capitalist, right? There's only one scummy thing about him. He will convince black people to drink Kool-Aid as long as he got to deal with the Kool-Aid maker. So the Kool-Aid could have poison in it. He gonna be drinking the Kool-Aid without the poison. Be like, why y'all not drinking it? Come on, let's all drink it. Y'all be like, well, Jay drinking it. He said we niggas and we love Kool-Aid. Let's drink the Kool-Aid. All the time, half of y'all niggas die, and then he get like $15 billion from the Kool-Aid maker. Like that's what Jay does. He'll convince you to drink the Kool-Aid, never tell you he got to deal with the Kool-Aid maker. He tells you it's his Kool-Aid. That's slimy. That's the only thing I've ever really criticized about Jay. Okay? All right. So, let me get to what Boosie said. Boosie said, man, all y'all acting like y'all cool with how they playing it for the Super Bowl, shaking my head. The most cultural city in the U.S., New Orleans. It's a smack in the face to every hip-hop legend from Louisiana. Master P. Birdman. This shows they never wanted y'all to kick in the door in the first place, because they still trying to lock it. Super Bowl 22 was in Cali, and a Cali artist was allowed to do their thing, and it was a great show. But now it's Louisiana, and no Louisiana legends can't do their thing. Again, there was a lot of ways to do this, like Super Bowl 22, the one we're talking about, or not 22, or the Super Bowl 2022. When you look at that, I don't think it was one headliner. The headliner was multiple people, right? So it's like they gave it to multiple people. Primarily, you know, obviously, I don't think Eminem gets on it if Dr. Dre. It was pretty much Dr. Dre says. Like, they showcased Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, but with Dr. Dre, you got to bring in M. And then apparently M is the one who fought for 50. But when you look at it, this is pretty much a West Coast thing. And here's the thing. I don't think people would be that bad. I don't think people would be that mad if the headliner for Louisiana was a multi-headliner thing, right? Because now they don't got to do everything together. If they said Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, Master P, right? Let's say that, right? Even though, whatever. Let's just say they said it's 3 people, right? But Wayne is going to have his own set. Bro, these niggas ain't killing each other, right? So it ain't beef like that, brother. You know what I mean? This ain't Tupac and Biggie. You could have said Kendrick is headlining and Wayne is headlining. But Wayne should be a headliner, not a guest. You get what I'm saying? So, like, what they did in LA, they gave Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick headliners, right? And by the way, Kendrick is headlined before. That's another thing. Like Kendrick has headlined the Super Bowl before. It's like, damn, give another nigga a chance, right? But okay. So he said this show he never wants you to kick the door down in the first place. They still trying to lock it. It was in Cali, blah, blah, blah. So it's now in Louisiana. No Louisiana legends. I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? And again, you could have easily did a co-headliner thing. You could have did a co-headliner thing. Yo, you get half of the show. You get the first 8 minutes. You get the next, I think it's about 30 minutes. So like you get the first 15, you get this. Shit, do 4 people. Who gives a fuck? Right? But at least kind of showcase the fact that, you know, and again, you could say we're being overcritical, but yeah, we are. Because when Jay-Z told us to stop kneeling and that he was going to go organize all the festivities, he made pretty much a cultural promise that he was going to be focused on this and take care in the betterment of the culture to make these decisions. So, you know, if you're wondering like, oh, why y'all niggas so pressed? Well, you remember that people were saying the NFL was racist, wasn't fucking with it. Jay convinced all black people that, no, they're done being racist. We're at actionable items. Let's go rock out. We go rock out with him, but he's making the decisions. And then we're starting to kind of feel at this point, the decisions he's making, yeah, he is employing and bringing hip hop on, but anybody he don't like don't get opportunities. So now he's using that as a stage to kind of shoot at his ops. 50 Cent, shoot at his ops. Wayne, right? Anyway, Nicki Minaj jumped in today. So Nicki Minaj actually said this, man. Bruh, I try to tell y'all, but y'all wanted brunch. Laughing my ass off. I'm on a fucking roll. Wait. No, I'm hacked. She's joking. She says, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Drake and Nicki got you punishing Wayne? Lil Wayne? The GOAT? Nollies, what's good? Eminem stood firm. And by the way, I gotta go read the full tweet because... Give me 1 second. Yeah, she had said a bunch more shit. Give me a second. I gotta scroll down. Yeah. She said. Yeah, she says Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out. A white man. Shit is sad. House nigger things. But good for them. No loyalty. Welp. Then niggas gonna keep sunning you. I understand this part. She says no loyalty. Welp, them niggas gonna keep sunning you. She definitely not talking to Wayne. I'm wondering who she's talking to. Unless she's talking to Drake. Right? I don't know who she's basically saying, that's interesting. Anyway, she said, laugh my ass off. Good ass for them, y'all. Good ass for them. Cool. She also said when someone says, wait, this is about Wayne? Oh, girl, sit this out because he wouldn't be doing this. And she says, oh, you think speaking up on injustice within your workplace should only be done if it's a person you would do it for. I'm really the realest nigga. Okay? Also, she commented on Rock Nation being the first thing that popped up when you Googled her tour. And she says, yup, everyone's aware. Clearly they don't care, so why should I? What am I going to do? Okay? And then she also said, one nigga took a knee, the other nigga took the bag. That's Jay-Z. He gonna get you naggers in line every fucking time. Then she also said, go enjoy your fucking money before it's too late. All right? And somebody, and I guess, because Nicki's always been complaining about Rock Nation. And today's the day they were like, oh, no, Jay is up to some fuck shit. So people were telling Nicki, yo, shit, they said, this is why I believe her every time she speaks. She's yet to be proven wrong about anything she says. Then months later, it's Nicki was right. And she says, yup, and I never care by the time they figure it out. Laughing my ass off. It's good for them. Y'all ready? You know the next move, blah, 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 blah. You know the next move is going to be to tell y'all a certain someone is being treated so unfairly so y'all could go back into that trance. Okay? Then she says, got everything in the world. She's talking about Jay-Z, but still spiteful and evil, disgusting. Be happy or beg. Go be fucking happy, nigga. In rap business and woman business, when you got politician and police, you good though. Plus that ugly, laffy taffy alien laughing my ass off. Now, what she is talking about is a CEO of Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. You see, Nicki Minaj talks in codes, so like you'll never know what she's talking about. But he's calling Desiree Perez the laffy taffy alien look-alike. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Jay, man. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I keep telling you, man. Jay's good. That nigga's good. Okay. All right. Then she said, hold on. And she said, and by the way, y'all know the half of what Lil Wayne has done for me and others. Wayne had Drake and I on his tour. Wayne had Drake and I on his tour with no paper sign. He was on all my mixtapes with no paper sign. This man has literally changed the face of hip hop. The hair too. If you know, you know. He inspired so many to tap their faces and get locks. Inspires your faves to want to be great MCs. He never was in this for the money. It was always been for the love of the music. Right? She continues. She says, hold on. And also Birdman jumped in. She's promoting also a new shoe. She says, God forbid Wayne leaves this earth right now. The culture would be in mourning. That's why so many people keep saying give our legends their flowers while they're still here around to smell them. Sitting around all day playing games with people's life and legacy. God ain't sleep. G. Robeson, you will learn that too. Very soon. I think G. Robeson used to be her manager or something like that. I don't know why the random call out. Okay, anyway. Then she says, bots and blogs are being sent astronomical wads of cash in paper bags as we speak. Laugh out loud. Then she says, every content creator and every bot farm just got a money call. Guys, check your message. Every tweet will contain tons of engagement from accounts that look peculiar when you click on them. Then someone says, you're the first rapper to headline the Super Bowl. Which, by the way, I guess they're saying, even though Dr. Dre and them and, Snoop headline, but this is a solo headliner. So they're saying the first rapper to headline Super Bowl halftime show needed to be someone who could represent the art to the highest degree. And it says that's not Lil Wayne in 2024. Nicki went off. She says, God will punish you. Mark my words. The man that has not only pushed his pen the hardest, but gave the game more than one hip-hop icon as well on his watch, represent the rap game. The best rapper don't represent the rap game well enough for you? Black people, wow. If this don't hurt your heart to read, it will one day. Look at how our legends are being treated after they've given so much to us. Who are you? You God? Judgmental swine, delete. LOL, you will regret tweeting this. Life is funny that way. Don't you dare turn your nose up at Lil Wayne, you dick munching bozo. Okay? Then she tweeted out a picture of her and Wayne back in the day. She says, you'll be Harry Potter and I'll be your Hermione. Okay? And then she, kind of clears it up because she want to let people know she ain't beefing with Kendrick. She said, you can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respect Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respect Wayne. Okay? Then somebody says, Republic must have called you, huh? And she says, LOL, they did? She being sarcastic here. She says, they did? She said, if they did call me, I definitely didn't get the call, child. Maybe they left a voicemail. You must not really know Anika Hungry Pie. This really just shows that you're caged and have never been able to simply do and say as you please without any fear other than the fear of God stopping you. Okay? Then she basically, what else did she say? They commented on her using that Igbo language. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Now, again, she's right. Obviously, she's been telling us about Roc Nation for the longest. This is what she's been saying. Meg Thee Stallion that signed to Roc Nation, she believes that Roc Nation is the reason Meg Thee Stallion's even being compared to her. A lot of people believe that Roc Nation is the reason that Meg Thee Stallion was able to successfully, well, first of all, there's a lot of people who believe that Roc Nation was the people who told Meg, why you holding it down for Tory, go to the cops. You're going to be a victim. You're the next Rihanna. We're going to run a campaign. You're going to be a victim. That's what's supposedly believed by a lot of people. Then also, Desiree Perez, the Roc Nation CEO. When does a CEO of a label go to a criminal hearing for a nigga that they don't manage and have nothing to do with, when the artist who is the victim that you do manage, the artist ain't there for every hearing? Desiree Perez was at almost damn near every hearing, making sure that nigga Tory was underneath a jail cell. So a lot of people believe Roc Nation was really instrumental in sending Tory to jail. Now, Meg, apparently they ran a whole thing trying to make Meg a victim or seen as a victim. Now, here's the thing with that. A lot of people saw through it. That didn't work too well. Now, when it came to Meg and Nicki, it was supposedly said that they were trying to have Meg compete with Nicki, inflating sales, pushing narratives, and other things that Nicki basically was saying that Roc Nation and Jay-Z was behind. Okay? So she's been saying that for a while. Then now when we see Roc Nation again, but it's at the Wayne situation, we're like, what the fuck? So she's saying, I've been telling y'all, but y'all just wanted that goddamn brunch. Okay? Yeah, Birdman also chimed in. He said, shaking my fucking head. Then he continued by saying, hating shit for real. Then he says, these niggas is pussy. Then he says, Nicki, Drake, Tunchi, YNCMB, I'm going to make these niggas respect us on Gladys. And that's the name of his mom. Now, if you don't remember, Jay-Z with his 99 Hall of Fame Hater-thon badge, here's a quick refresher of Jay-Z supposedly hating on 50 Cent when he didn't want 50 Cent to be a part of that 2022 Super Bowl performance where Eminem brought him out.
I gotta go through because he's been through it. He himself kind of spoke about what his experience was at the Super Bowl.
I wasn't in the ad
Right.
because of Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
When someone tries to blackball him like they did at the Super Bowl, he has Eminem to say, nah, you can't do that or I'm not performing.
With M, because like with Nori was, he had communication. He said, yeah, I swear I talked to the big homie you saying to Jay.
I hit the homie. The big homie, Jay-Z, right? Eminem called directly for 50. He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
He has Dr. Dre. He has the support of his crew. I don't have that luxury of having the support of my crew. Actually, my crew were the ones that actually tried to stop me. So I actually admire that about him and his crew. And I wish I had that type of support.
Yeah. We also had let's see these. We also had Tony Yayo speak about that as well.
Ron showed up.
Yeah, shout to Ken.
And he got on stage with them.
Harlem.
Here we go.
The list goes on and on, bro.
Donald Trump.
People, Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Anybody you name that is famous, I've met. But you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and Jay got to remember the people that made him. I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, Diddy, but all that crazy shit going on. But, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay, so I think people are just gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
Wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
you didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't
Well,
want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hater shit. Yeah,
I remember
pushed for it,
Eminem
yeah.
was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah, and
But I didn't know that
think-
Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what, some of the
I mean,
the back and forth back in the day?
Now, this is where I get to ask y'all, chat. I always said, one of my closest friends in this music shit is called Cherry. He runs Rap Caviar. I remember talking to him and I said, man, you have a really hard job. And I said, bro, you kind of have to be, you have an opinion on music, but you have to be so fair. Nigga, I got mad beefs and people who I don't like. I would probably erase a few careers because I would play shit. I'm biased now. Like, I'm gonna play towards people I like and shun people I don't like. And I guess I say that to ask, when someone gets a position that pretty much the culture empowered them to get, right? Because that's pretty much cultural equity and cachet in being able to be of service to the NFL to control the black populace and the hip hop community. That's why Jay-Z got that deal. Does Jay-Z owe us neutrality, or is he just a man? And if you fucked this bitch back in 98, it's fuck you now, right? Because, that's kind of what he's doing, right? Yo, Fifth, you've been talking shit about me for a long time. I don't want you on the Super Bowl. Yo, Wayne, you thought you said some slick shit back then. You think I'm about to give you a Super Bowl performance to cement your legacy? Hell nah. You get what I'm saying? Now, you got to remember this too. And I probably should look up the Super Bowl list of Super Bowl halftime shows. Has Jay performed at the Super Bowl halftime? Okay, he has, 2020, but he's never headlined. So think about this too. If you got to remember, Jay-Z's Michael Jordan, or like, a lot of people consider him like a Michael Jordan-esque type of person. All these guys' accolades are going to be compared to yours, right? Now, do you want to go give some of these guys that headline in Super Bowl, look when you never had it by yourself, right? Now, for whatever reason, I think he either is just not threatened by Kendrick or he just fucks with Kendrick that much, because Kendrick gets those looks. I don't think, this is me personally speaking, I don't think you want to give those looks to Drake, 50, Wayne. Because I don't think he want those niggas specifically to have anything over him. And is that fair? Or should that be like par for the course? Like, bruh, he's making a decision. At least he's still keeping it in hip hop. He's going to be biased, but fuck it. But anyway.
Competition. You got to think, 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember? I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was what, 9? What? Was that 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole,
of course, but 50 was
sneaker
50
thing?
was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after.
Yeah, 50 interrupted. 50 interrupted that Rockefeller run. Jay-Z speaks on 50 Cent. Yeah, this is the moment right
When
here.
you look at the game and you look at where you're at now and you look at the peers you came up with in the 90s, did you say to yourself,
And again, remember, Jay's still a man. I don't care if he's 65 and senile now. He's still a man. He's still competitive. You get what I'm saying? There was a time 50 came through like a whirlwind, like a hurricane.
I was going to be here and I knew those guys were going to be there? And I'm asking you that because I want to know what you think of the game now and who's going to be here 10 years from now.
Yeah, I absolutely, because I wanted to be here, and I saw a lot of people let opportunities go. And I was like, oh, that he's not gonna be around. Why aren't you doing this? If I had that, I'll be doing this. And I think about it in those terms. I think about it not outside of what we do. I think about it just in strategic moves when you have it and you're about to have it, and what happens. And I remember one time walking in the studio and it was like a small gap, and Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And 4 months later, in the club hit and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tight to wave out. So like just seeing things like that.
I remember when you wanted to sign Wayne before Wayne really took off.
Yeah.
And the club came out.
Exactly, right? So that was a thing. Let me go to 50 Cent speaking about it. 50 Cent, Jay-Z Super Bowl. 50 Cent did speak on that during the interview.
I want to bring like M, because M's our relationship. Put it out. It's on iTunes. It's out. They started.
All right, here we go. Where is it?
Aftermath. Cool.
I'm cool where I'm at.
There was no reason for me to. I mean, if I'd have fell on my head, I would have felt.
Yeah. But look at you though.
I'm still. I got versus with Paul. I already had communications with Paul about going to do it, but the ad was coming out that already was shot with.
Okay, gotcha.
With him and
okay, so remember. And by the way, again, respectfully, if we're thinking about that Super Bowl, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, with all due respect to Anderson .Paak, I was wondering why 50 wasn't a headliner. Like 50 career-wise, am I tripping? Again, we're talking about in 2022. I know we're still going through Not Like Us, festival right now, but I think 50 Cent's career is bigger than Kendrick's career in 2022, right? But he's not a headliner, right? I ain't gonna lie. I think 50's career is 50's music career bigger than Snoop. I think so. Anyway, the point is this. 50 Cent deserved to be one of the headliners. It's a multi-headliner event. He deserved to be one of the headliners. He didn't have to be the, Eminem has to bring you out type of guy, right? And that's what he's talking about here with how it got set up. Am I tripping? Wait. Are y'all saying no to the Snoop Dogg one? Or y'all saying no to Kendrick? Bro, I'm going off statistics too. Like, bro, 50 has 2 diamond albums. Kendrick does not have a diamond album. Like, bruv, like, longevity-wise, Kendrick has outlasted 50, right? Because 50 really went from 2003, and I want to say around 2008. So 50's like peak is like 5 years, right? But he did a lot. Did group projects. Obviously, he was also part of this mixtape era, so some of those don't really get the proper shine and count for what it should. But he has 2 diamond albums. Oh, yeah, talking about Snoop. Okay. Oh, y'all saying Snoop had a bigger career? Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie. Snoop been putting out music for forever. Yeah, Snoop got the longevity and he has the moments. Yeah, I mean, Snoop is Snoop, right? Okay. Anyway, let's listen to 50 talking about the Super Bowl in his own words.
That's not mine. That's theirs. They Harper, right? But when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy.
Here we go.
That's when I start saying crazy stuff because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. Your big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking?
I think he's talking about Jay.
I don't know what those issues are. Like, I don't. What is
Here we go. Here.
When did it come about? Like, how did 50 Cent become involved?
Well, I got the call before the ad went out.
Yeah, I hope so.
But look, when the I wasn't in the ad,
right?
Because of
Yo, by the way, this was like what year was this? This was 2023 January. Yo, I gotta give Jay-Z credit for being a legendary hater. Because I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, bro. Nigga, when I'm 86 years old, nigga, I'm still hating on Ruri, bro. I want to, like I'm hoping to, nigga, even if Alzheimer's kick in, nigga, like, even if I'm about to forget, nigga, something gonna slap me and be like, yo, nah, you hating on that nigga for life. Yeah, like, I like that. Legendary hater shit. Hate, like, if you hating on a nigga in 2022 and that nigga, like, yo, the last time y'all even really have some musical back and forth was like over 10 years ago. I respect that. That's some legendary hater shit. Like, Jay-Z the type of hater, if he see you in the walker, like, he in his walker, you with a walking stick, he gonna try to fuck up your walking stick. That's the type of hater he is. Like, that's the type of hater. Y'all gotta respect it. I gotta respect that type of hate, bro. This is generational hate, nigga. Yo, this is generational hate. I fuck with that, low key. The only thing is, Jay be acting like it's not hate. Like 50, you know 50 gonna hate Ja Rule 15 lifetimes from now. When 50 die and come back as an antelope, if he sees Ja Rule as a squid, nigga, he crashing out to kill that squid because it's Ja Rule, nigga. Like, that is multi-lifetime hate. But Jay, he don't really own the hate, though. Jay is a generational hater.
Look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. Mm-hmm. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL has some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. You saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50. Right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. Your big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
so
this.
Now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself, like I'm a shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much G-Unit Records.
Right.
They forget that I'm M and Dre's artist. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, but that's just the way it was. Like,
were you a part of it? Even like you say, you weren't on the ad, right?
Yeah.
When we saw the initial asset that came out, and you weren't on there, but were you already a part of it?
No, I already had communications with Paul about going to do it, but the ad was coming out that already was shot with.
Okay, gotcha.
With him and everybody else in it. So I'm like, nah, cool, I'll be surprised. Like, it's cool to be surprised.
Right. Yeah, I was surprised too. I remember at every rehearsal.
That's also humbling. That's 50 being humbled. Like, being very, it's a humble response, but that's a nigga who knows, You see, when you a controversial nigga who be beefing, you don't walk around with entitlements. You're like, nah, it's cool. Nah, it's fine. Like, I get it. Like, my op is putting the shit together. I get it. I'm not tripping. You get what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with that response by 50.
First, I was like, man,
By the way, yo, chat, let me ask y'all a question. Ain't it ironic? And this is why, yo, in life, yo, every time we're judging people, bro, we're judging like, the famous saying where they say, if Malcolm X died at a certain age, he'd be Malcolm Little, a guy who was like a criminal, right? And it's basically about like your life, depending on what point people look at it, you could be seen as something, but later on you could grow and develop into something greater. And sometimes you could go up or you could go down or you could progress or regress. You know what's so interesting? 50 was seen as like this, I mean, he's still seen as like a provocateur, like an antagonist figure of sorts, but he kind of was seen as a guy who was all about the money, selfish, and also just wanted to cause chaos and problems. That's how he was seen about 8 years ago. You know how 50's seen these days? 50's whole image has changed. He's still a provocateur. He talks his shit. But people look at him as, yo, he's the guy who's going to call out the Diddies. He's going to call out the industry guys who are getting protected. He's going to say it because he don't give a fuck. He's also going to, like, he's kind of seen more like a people person nowadays, right? Like, everything with Shreveport, humor and harmony. Like, he's kind of, if I was to tell you 8 years ago, right? Like, let me go more than 10 years ago. 10 years ago, if I had to say Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, and Diddy, no, not Diddy, I mean, I'm 50, so those three, if I had to say pick the ones you would think are for the people, the ones who would be calling out the BS or the ones who wouldn't be, just seen as frauds, I think we would have a different answer than today. Do you get what I'm saying? I think 50's image over time, and maybe time has just helped him, or maybe he's just grown and developed. Where we look at 50 now, we're like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man, 50's a lot of things, but he ain't on the weird timing like them niggas. He wasn't fucking 15-year-olds, like, allegedly. He wasn't having the freak-offs. And he been telling us they were weird. When we thought he was hating. They used to think 50 was hating back then, right? I used to watch 50 talk about Puff, and I used to be like, damn, 50's a hater, bro. But I didn't really say hate because I was like, I think that's just his op. He treats all his ops the same. He hates on his ops. That's not really hate. That's just beefing, right? These days, we look at it differently because everybody he went at it with, they're looking bad. Jay-Z is seen as the incumbent or next up to get exposed on a Summer Jam screen on some Diddy shit. By the way, they start heating that shit up a little bit earlier. Apparently a lot of 15-year-old fuckery was going on, or 16-year-old, whatever they had going on back then. But Diddy, Diddy had like an interesting, like, like repertoire. Like, he was seen as the businessman. He was seen as the ultimate promoter. I'm not saying he was ever seen as like for the people, but he definitely had that cachet to galvanize the culture. 50 never had that. That's what 50 lacked. He never had where the culture would get behind an effort because they're like, oh, 50 say let's do it. Let's, he's for us. People always saw 50 as for the money. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, hopefully you get that.
What the hell?
I won $20.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
me and Louis betted against it, and I was like, 50's gonna show up.
When
Watch.
nobody, like when I reach out because I want to see what the complications are, when nobody has any information about it, and it only came from that angle, I have to believe that was something that's from that.
Did you and Jay-Z ever have a conversation, or y'all in different offices as far as like?
We don't need to talk about nothing.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So when you do get the call, it's a no-brainer for you to do Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And because it's Dre's show, like you got to pay for that. That was expensive.
Yeah, I know.
And we had to be here 7 days ahead of the show to rehearse it. Like I was like, I know the words.
Right. Yeah. Hang me upside down, man. I'm good. Hey, man, was it different hanging upside down 20 years later?
Yeah. Okay. So we get to realize Jay is just an old school hater. All of his ops, he never forgave. He never forgot. You get what I'm saying? By the way, let me tell you another thing, which we don't got to get into it because I feel like he's been chronicling Jay hating on him. Dame. Did you see Jay recently hate on Dame? Dame been trying to, Dame is in debt, right? So I'm going to explain a little bit, right? So Dame Dash Instagram. I'm going to give you a little synopsis without playing a video. I'll break it down for y'all. Okay. So check this out, right? Dame Dash is in debt. He owes about like $200,000 in child support. He owes a few other debts or, creditors, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the biggest debt he owes is he owes $8 million for taxes. Okay, so if we really add up all the debt, he owes about $10 million. Okay, Dame is the guy who always says, I keep my money in the street, whatever that means. He said, my money's in the streets, whatever the case is, right? Now, here's the thing. As a result of one of the lawsuits and, him being forced to pay, which he's saying he doesn't have the money, they realize he has an asset that could be liquidated. What is that? Is that he owns a third of Rockefeller. Now, here's the thing. The court has forced him to sell his stake in Rockefeller to pay back some of the debt he owes, which is about $10 million. Now, Dame, again, y'all should know how these court proceedings go. You know when you hear like say Dame is broke, he ain't broke. He's rich nigga broke, right? You should remember that even 50 Cent himself filed for bankruptcy at a point. Rich nigga broke and broke nigga broke are two different type of brokes, and I hope you understand that. Don't let that go over your head. Shout out to Casanova.
Money? Hell no, it ain't no money. Nigga, I owe $8 million in taxes right now to one state. A million ain't gonna help me. I can't even have no money until I make at least $16 million. I gotta pay the taxes. If I got $5 million, they taking it.
Okay. So basically, he's trying to pay some debt that he could become whole, that he could start owning shit again and really start using millions again. Again, he won't ever be like, oh, he's getting $40,000 a year. Like, this is a millionaire broke, okay? So what he's doing is that he's kind of being like a salesperson. They're putting the auction on his stake in Rockefeller, right? They're putting his stake in auction. Whatever it goes for is going to be a down payment for some of the debt he owes. So of course, if he's forced to sell, he wants this thing to sell for $20 million. That it could get him out of debt completely, right? Now, if you do the math, Dame Dash auction starts. The first auction, they announced it was going to be on August 29th, right? And this is when the news started picking it up. The opening bid was $1.2 million. I remember thinking, shit, I think I could make a bid for this bitch. Maybe I'm like, wouldn't it be dope if Akademiks owns like 1/3 of Rockefeller? Which, by the way, the only asset is reasonable doubt. The only asset. Now, this is a whole clusterfuck. If you really want to know why the only asset's that, there was a separation. It was a bunch of stuff happened. Anyway, here's the point. Now, because the interest and the interest in this Rockefeller stake, and Dame Dash is talking about it, the news are reporting about it. Recently, they pushed it back, and they said we're gonna do the auction is gonna be. It was previously scheduled for the 29th of August. They pushed it back to September 21, but now the opening bid is $3 million. What does that mean, people? That means the price is going up. So Dame is happy. Dame is on Instagram Live trying to throw in some little perks for niggas to come in with some bids like, yo, I'll give y'all a Rockefeller chain if you win the bid. Because he wants people to, again, if you buy this thing for $10 million, you basically clear his debt. So he wants this to be sold. Okay? These are some of the debts he owes. You want to know how Jay-Z's a hater? Let me show you. Let me look it up. Here we go. Here we go, people. Okay. Essentially, Jay-Z and his team files a legal notice to let all potential buyers know, hey, if y'all buy this third of Rockefeller, you're only going to own it for a couple of years because there's already an existing contract that says the masters, the only asset, which is the masters of reasonable doubt, the masters come back to me. So in 2031, which is 7 years from now, the masters, which is pretty much what you're buying Rockefeller, but they're only assets. So you're buying a company or 1/3 of a company, but the only asset that company owns is the masters of reasonable doubt. And you own 1/3 of it. It's already known based on previous agreements that Jay-Z will get the masters of reasonable doubt back 2031. So basically, Jay-Z, in the biggest hater move ever, he had his attorneys file a legal notice to inform potential bidders in the auction that, hey, you do know you're buying 1/3 of a company where their only asset is reasonable doubt masters. Well, in 2031, all of those masters comes to me. So in 2031, you own nothing. Sinks the fucking price. Classic hater shit. Jay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling you, I'm learning to hate from Jay. He sees his man's teeth fall out of his mouth. He sees his man is about to, like, the state asking him for $10 million. So now this nigga's over here like, yo, okay, I'll sell this to try to pay it off. Jay-Z says, let me let niggas know, because the price went up from 1.2, the minimum bid, to $3 million. So now here's the thing. Which idiot would pay the starting bid? The auction's going down on September 21st. Which fucking idiot is going to buy 1/3 of Rockefeller when their only motherfucking asset is reasonable doubt masters, right? Let's say even if, say the master recordings, say the revenue that brings in yearly is $500,000, or let's say $1 million. Let's say $1 million. Let's say somehow reasonable doubt is still bringing in $1 million per year. For you to bid for 1/3 of the company, you probably got to bid maybe like, the winning bid is probably going to be like $7-8 million if it started at 3. So you're in $7 million. Let's say $7 million. It brings back $1 million a year. And by the way, we're overestimated. That shit don't bring back $1 million a year. It brings back $1 million a year, and you only get 1/3 of it, so you get $300,000 of that. So now let's do the math. You're only going to have it for 7 years. 7 times $300,000. That's $2.1 million. So essentially, if you pay $7 million, you're getting a $5 million loss, and Jay-Z in 2031 gets to get his album back for free. And now you look like an idiot. You just bailed out Dame Dash. And again, yes, this whole thing's a finesse. Dame Dash, he was trying to throw in some shit to sweeten the pot. Yo, I'll give you a Rockefeller chain. Hating ass Jay-Z comes in. Hey, we want to let all y'all potential bidders know, since y'all about to bid $3 million, in 2031, I got that shit. You're going to own nothing in 2031. So you're only going to own this shit for 7 years. Actually, 6 now. Classic hater, man. Yo, I love Jay-Z, man. This is the type of hate I'm admiring to get to, bro. I got to get to this type of level of hate. Like, I got to. Yo, here's the thing. Jay-Z is worth reportedly $2.5 billion. His former business partner, Dame Dash, who got his teeth falling out of his mouth on live, he owes $10 million. Jay-Z's worth $2.5 billion. His former man's owes $10 million. And rather let him get his finesse off, because here's the thing, whichever sucker that buys his Rockefeller thing is probably a person that cares about the culture, and at least they could, it's one of those things where people like, oh, I got just like how Drake bought the first mic of Pusha T. Nigga, it's a fucking mic, who cares? But it's Pusha T mic. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it has to be somebody who knows they're going to be, like, you're not buying it for a business decision. You're buying it to own part of culture. You're going to own part of hip hop. And Rockefeller's a hip hop, like cornerstone when it comes to like black labels. So you're going to own 1/3 of it. Cool. Even if it has no assets. You get what I'm saying? Jay-Z up $2.5 billion. His man's owed $10 million. And trying to get off a $10 million finesse, Jay-Z had his lawyers hate on that shit. Shout out to Jigga, man. Legendary hater, bro. Legendary. I gotta clap it up. I've been trying to figure out if this type of level of hate is a Brooklyn thing. Might be a Brooklyn thing. I don't know. But I gotta clap it up for Jay, man. Jay hate on everybody. Anyway. And by the way, some people also, to be fair, some people could interpret this as, well, he's not hating. He just wants no drama, because in 2031, he don't want somebody, like 7 years from now, he don't want somebody to be like, yo, Jay-Z stole this from me. I bought it for $7 million. He wants people to know now, in 2031, I get the masters. So, yeah. Okay, whatever. Anyway, people. Anyway, shout out to Jay, man. Legendary hater. I fuck with it, bro. Okay, anyway.